y'all, my name is Kurt. Of course, this is Trent. Welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. We're going into part 3, Trenton, of our Buffalo Trace Distillery review. We don't have a lot of bottles on the bar top
Not
tonight.
today. We used to have 7, then we had 6 or something. We got 3.
We're winding it down, aren't we? Well, I really wanted today to get into the E.H. Taylor, the Colonel E.H. Taylor products, okay? And we have to fit in the Stag Junior somewhere. So I stuck it in here as well. So we have on the bar top, we actually have the E.H. Taylor small batch, the E.H. Taylor single barrel. However, one of our local subscribers was very kind and gave us a sample of the E.H. Taylor barrel proof, because I personally do not have that bottle.
I don't either. Never seen it.
And I came close. I thought, anyways.
Really?
When I was in Arizona, I don't even know if I ever told you
Oh,
this.
that's right.
Did I tell you?
Some guy like $300 or something, right?
Yeah. I was in
too much,
Arizona
yeah.
and I had a pour. That's the only time I've even tasted barrel proof a couple years ago. And my friend who lives down there is a member of a country club, and we went in there, and he was nice to host us there. And I did get a pour, and it was only $15, so I didn't think
Really?
that. Yes. And
I would have bought every single pour and just kept the bottle with it.
Very reasonable price
Yeah.
for the barrel proof pour, I thought. And so I want to try that. It's very good. Very nice man. He's the manager there. And we got talking. He goes, and I asked him, "Do you ever sell the bottles?" He goes, "Yeah, sometimes we do." I offered him 150. And I know that's more probably. I don't even know what they go for. Do you? The barrel proof?
I saw one, and so I went into a liquor store when I usually make my runs in the morning, and I see a guy walk out with a tube, but it wasn't barrel proof. I think it was a single barrel. And I walk in and I go up to the guy and I was like, "Hey, do you have any E.H. Taylor left?" And he's like, "I have one small batch left." I was like, "Did you get a barrel proof or anything?" He's like, "I got 2 barrel proofs." And they sold within like 5 minutes of them getting them. I think he said it was like $75 or $80.
Okay.
Not too bad compared
to
to the $600 that you can find it for on secondary, but
right. And so
I'd pay that.
I assumed when I offered him that money that I was paying roughly double, which is quite a bit more, but I've never seen it anywhere. He goes, "Let me do some checking. I'll be right back with you." He came back and he told me $300. I said, not a chance in the world. So that was the closest I've come to even discussing an E.H. Taylor barrel proof. So anyways, we'll get to that. Let's get to tasting, huh? Let's get right at it. First bottle we're going to taste, Trenton, is the Colonel E.H. Taylor small batch. Now this one, the last I knew, you can get it for about $40, maybe even a tad less than that. It is 100 proof because it is bottled in bond. Okay? So non-age stated.
This did very well in our bottle and bond competition. If you didn't see that, I'll link the one where we talk about the small batch somewhere. I get screwed around with the sides we're on. And sometimes I forget to put the link up there. But I know you're thinking that in your head.
I was thinking that too. I'm not gonna lie.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
This did very well though, and I still get a little bit of a cotton candy-ish kind of note, and just as Jay Hoots would say, it's crushable. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It's really good.
It is very good. It's very sweet, right?
Very sweet. You know what mash bill this is?
I can't stand cotton candy. I just can't. So it. Oh, I apologize. Yes. My apologies.
3 off.
You did. My apologies. All of the bourbon that we're going to taste tonight is mash bill 1, Trenton. So the low rye mash bill. Everything tonight is mash bill 1. Thanks for reminding me. But this is very sweet. I don't hardly eat cotton candy. I don't even remember honey when I was a little kid eating cotton candy. I just don't like the way it melts in your mouth. It's just disgusting.
It's a weird texture.
It's horrible. So, but I'll grant you this. It is very sweet, almost candy-ish.
A little butterscotch too, maybe?
I'll get you, yeah. Definitely a little butterscotch in there for sure. Now, this is weird because I was tasting this yesterday, but I get a little raisin in there. Do you get a little raisin,
No,
Rat? I don't know.
I did. Get any raisin. Did you have raisins before you drank it?
Raisin Bran, but I don't know.
You like Raisin Bran? I love Raisin Bran. Too much raisins though sometimes. You gotta have the right ratio. I'm not getting much of a... Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I get like a dark something. I don't know that I would identify it as like a raisin.
Okay. I'm with you.
Maybe a dark fruit or something.
And maybe
Molasses, maybe something.
Nah, you're getting a little bit different away from it, but it doesn't matter. I'm with you though. I'm with you really on the candy. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
You put it that way. There's definitely a little brown sugar in there for sure. It's got a light oak presence in my opinion,
Yep.
not a heavy oak presence at all. To me, it has kind of a little bit of a raisin or a real ripe figgy type action going on there, but really, really nice. If you can get this for about that $40, it's a steal.
What is the most you would pay for that?
Oh, for me, I mean, it's so hard because you know me,
Yeah.
I pretty much dug myself in a tight spot there where I usually don't go out of it anymore. I made a lot of mistakes in the past, not a lot, but I made some, paying too much, and I just don't do it anymore. But if I saw this somewhere and I was getting out of this one, I'd probably pay $60 or something.
I was going to
for
say
it.
$60.
But I probably wouldn't pay anything more than that, to be quite honest with you.
Because I will say we do get a lot of comments where people are like, I've seen this in my store for $150, let's say, but MSRP's $40. Like how much would you pay? They ask sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think $60 for this is solid. I wouldn't go really any more than that. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
solid pour if you can find it.
Yeah, delicious, really. Moving on to the next one, Trent, single barrel. Okay.
I don't remember liking the single barrel that
Really?
I have at home.
Okay,
It's a
let's
single
check it
barrel,
out.
so that could be
Could be.
my barrel.
Single barrel, another bottle and bond product from E.H. Taylor, so it is 100 proof, and again, mash bill number 1.
This is a lot different than the one I have at home.
Oh yeah, the nose is a lot different than the first one I'm speaking of, but
I don't know if it's that you put this
chocolate
thought in my
on the
head,
nose.
but I do get like a little bit of raisin from this one. Or
Really?
like a prune,
Wow.
maybe, something. Date.
I'm getting chocolate on the nose.
I could see that. A little Reese's cup action. No peanut butter. That's gross.
Wow.
Just really smooth.
Really, really. Now here's the question though. I mean, it's really easy sipper. Wow, really, really nice stuff. The vanilla, the brown sugar is there, a little bit of butterscotch for me. But just comparing the two sips we had, man, I'm the small batch is like to
The
me,
underdog coming in.
tipping the scale a little
Yeah.
bit over that single barrel. I don't know if that's it for you because this one here is about $65.
This is
something like
really
that.
creamy though, compared
I'll
to this
grant
one.
you that. Yeah, I didn't really check that on the first one, but yeah, I think you are right about that. Yeah, it's definitely
This
viscous.
is a lot more creamy than the small batch,
Yeah,
but
you're right.
still though, I like the flavors that come from the small batch
I do
just a
too.
little bit more.
I do too.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, but both are fantastic.
Yep.
They really are. I honestly, so far from what I've been able to have in the E.H. Taylor line, I haven't been disappointed with anything. They've been top notch in my opinion. There's so many more out there too. What is there, Trent? You know these things. Some cyclone one, or what is that?
Cyclone?
The whirlwind, the tornado one. I don't know what it is.
not called
I can't keep track of all
There's
this
an
stuff.
old-fashioned sour mash. That one's like, I just saw that go for like 15 grand on sale. It sold it's the 2010 release. It's the first one that they came out with. Then there's like Tornado. Nice. There's like
about that. Sorry.
Tornado Surviving Warehouse C that just came out last year. This year's Barrel Proof Rye, I think, is this year's. And then there's like Amaranth of the Gods, and
Yeah, there's
there's
many.
probably 15 of them at this point.
There's so
Well,
many, and have you ever even seen any of those in a store at all?
At Justin Toss of Bourbon, I did see it, but
Oh well, I'm not including
yeah,
that, but yeah,
no, at like a normal store.
around our area. Every once in a while, we will see the small batch and the single barrel.
Yep.
And the rye, we will see that once.
I've
in a
never
while.
seen the rye either.
Yeah, I got a rye up there.
Yeah.
So, but these two we see once in a while, and they're exceptional pours. I like them both, but at this point, I'd have to tell you, I'm kind of sneaking towards that small batch a little bit.
I am too.
To be quite honest with you, nice flavors, but I like the small batch just a little bit better.
Personally, and I will say this, the first time I ever saw this single barrel was at a store that charges a little bit more than MSRP, but not ridiculous amount. So I paid $80 for mine when I saw it. I think it was probably 10, 15, 20 bucks more than
Okay.
I've heard it going at other stores,
And you
but
know-
I'm happy with that. It's the only time
Yeah.
I've seen it, and
I can understand.
I think
that.
it's, to me,
can.
that's worth it. So if it's worth it to you at the price you're seeing it, pick it up.
Yeah, yeah. If you never see it, it's understandable. All right, but let's get into this barrel proof because it's been so long I don't even remember it, to tell you the truth. So this ought to be fun.
Barrel proof?
Yep.
Okay.
This will be the E.H. Taylor barrel proof.
Do you know what batch this is?
No clue, because it's a sample, and that's the problem too. In my research, I found that most of them are around 130 proof, but unfortunately, I really don't know the exact proof, and I really don't know the exact cost of what the bottle costs either. Now, you said, what, $80 or so, something like that, so it's very possible, and I apologize. It is a sample, and it was from a third party, so I didn't have a face-to-face conversation with this particular individual that was nice enough to give us this sample to find out some of the details. Wow, the nose is fabulous. I mean, honestly.
It's definitely a barrel proof. It's like if you made this a little bit more viscous and bumped the proof up. I get a lot of this, like a lot of similar profiles as the small batch.
Wow, that is so good.
It's really good.
That is spectacular. A lot of brown sugar. It doesn't get super deep for me like the molasses, but I'm getting some dark fruit in there. Definitely some caramel, but a little deeper caramel. Really some brown sugar, a really nice oak note.
That's some solid stuff.
I'll guarantee one thing, if I ever see it, I'm getting it.
Oh yeah.
That is super, super good, honestly. Hopefully y'all may have a chance to see that sometime. I know we haven't up to this point, but there'll come a day.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. All right, let's get into the last that's on the bar top tonight, Trenton Stag Junior. And what I pulled out, I got a few of them over there, as you know. And what I pulled out was batch 16.
Okay.
All right. So this batch 16 is 130.9 proof. And this one, I did pay roughly around $65 for it.
It's a good price.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and we get these every once in a while, and if we're lucky to get there in time, we will get them for close to MSRP.
Yep.
So, I don't know what the new ones will bring. The new one's not supposed to have the junior tag on it, and all sorts of different changes to it. And what the price may be, I don't know either. But let's taste this one.
What I like about this is that it's I don't know the exact proof of the barrel proof we just had, but if it's the latest batch, I think batch 10 of barrel proof is like 127 proof. This drink's like 100 proof.
Oh, so good.
I get like a nice cherry note.
There's definitely a fruit note up front.
Yeah.
There's definitely, I can go with the cherry note. There's definitely a cherry note up front. Syrupy is an excellent describer. Thick. No, it is. You're 100% right. It dips into those deep flavors too. Like I talked about the molasses. When I talk about molasses, that's when a bourbon for me gets real deep in complexity. You get that deep molasses flavor, and for me, it rolls into chocolate.
Yeah.
It just
Really?
flows. It does. It goes from that cherry note, the fruit note that you're getting, right into that deep brown sugar molasses and into a dark chocolate note for me. And I'll tell you this while you're taking your sip, Trent. For me, I'm gonna. You're right.
Yep.
Probably the most allocated Buffalo Trace bourbon that I personally look forward to every year is the Stag Junior.
Yeah.
So many of them are just so great. And have you ever had one that was just a clunker?
Jay's store pick wasn't the greatest.
Well, that's Jay's problem, because I don't know where he got the store pick. That was on one of our live streams. Yeah, his store pick.
It didn't rank so well.
No.
But it's hard with the Stags because they're all so good.
Right.
It was a Benny store pick. It didn't just quite measure up to what the other ones were.
Yeah.
And I think the first batch I got was 16. Michelle loves this one, and she's drank like half of my bottle.
Is it?
I don't get to drink much of it anymore because she's kind of called it. But
all I can tell you is I have 4 or 5 over there, and I'm not disappointed with any of them. They're all great. I honestly look forward. This is one of my favorite allocated bourbons that come out every year, and I really try hard to get it because it is just that good most all the time. And as Trenton spoke to, it's usually a higher proof, but with Stag Junior, it usually always drinks less than its proof, and it is packed with flavor. packed with flavor. I love that stuff.
Burning question though, what's the max that you would pay for
Yeah,
that?
I know. I knew you were going to ask that, and I hate that question because
Hey, I gotta get the answers to the people.
yeah, you know what? Honestly, that's $100 bourbon all day long. I mean, it really is. I mean,
I'd go 120 on it. I like it that much.
Yeah, and it is. It is. I mean, we have some Bardstown releases, things like that. They're $125, and that stacks up big time to all that stuff. It's a $100 bourbon if you can find it, and if you choose to pay that much. And again, I will repeat as we did in the last video. You're the customer. Drink what you like the way you like it. You pay what you want to pay, and you don't pay what you don't want to pay. I've had several comments that say I don't pay more than $40. That's it for me.
That's awesome.
And that's okay.
Really?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of fantastic options in that price category. But for me, I can only speak to my personal experiences. I don't mind paying a little bit of money if I know for sure that it's just that good. And it is for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had a solid lineup here tonight, Trent. We really did. I'm glad we had a chance for that barrel proof
thank you
again,
so much if you're watching and you sent us a sample.
Certainly
Thank you.
appreciate it. Again, that was through Harry at B's Liquor, so it was a third party. I don't even know the name, which was sad. Do you know the name?
I don't.
I would call
that.
I apologize. I'd call it out if I knew the name. But
Harry, if
did,
you're watching this, we need a barrel proof.
we do. We definitely do. You're letting us down. What can I tell you? But anyways, we had a great time. I mean, these even super solid, small batch, extremely solid.
Ish.
If you see that $40, $50, $60, it is a must buy. Super, super good. Very pleased with what was on the top tonight.
Yeah.
So, hey, tune in next time. We're going to finish up with our Buffalo Trace review. Weller.
My personal favorite.
There you go. One of Trenton's personal favorite lineups. So I can't wait to dive into that, and we'll finish up our Buffalo Trace review. We've had tons of fun. Thanks for coming up here and tasting through all these things. It's just a lot of fun, and I think today was one of the best days of Buffalo Trace on the top for me personally.
I agree.
So we'll see what next time brings. As always, hey, please drink responsibly. It's very important to the show. And we'll see you next time right down here with the two of us in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.